Welcome back, Dunk Squad, to year four of the Madden 24 Las Vegas Raiders realistic rebuild. If you tune in to part three, we continued our success. We made the playoffs again. I don't remember if we won a division, but as long as we made the playoffs, that's all that really mattered. I believe we got another win in the wild card and got back to the second round, but we could not get back to the AFC Championship game like we did. What was that? The second season, I believe we went to the AFC Championship game, but it is now time for a new era here in Las Vegas, and I'm going to show you who's a part of that new era once we meet the roster, the squad, the team here before training camp and preseason starts here in year four at the quarterback position. No more Kirk Cousins, even though it worked out, the signing of Kirk Cousins, but we took Brian Camarda in the first round, traded up in the first round to get him for a reason. Now, I did something that was very hard for me to do. As y'all know, this is as real as it gets when it comes to realistic. So, we still had Kirk Cousins, who we made the playoffs with the year before. We even took Brian Camarda, and we had Kirk Cousins on another year. And preseason was close between the two, the open competition. But we rocked and rolled with Captain Kirk for another season, and it paid off. It was kind of like the Jimmy G, Trey Lance. I guess you could, it ended up being Brock Purdy. But that type of situation where we can still win with Kirk Cousins while we develop Brian Camarda behind him. So it's very hard for me to not play a rookie quarterback in his first season. If his stats are up, or if he makes a Pro Bowl, or plays really good. We could have got a dev trait upgrade. He is only a normal dev, but 78 overall. It was about what Kirk Cousins was. He's already that. So I mean, he's gonna play this season. He can get dev traits in season, after the season. But we have our new future franchise quarterback, and I'm excited to see what he can do in his first year as our QB1. Got Malik Cunningham, who stepped in as quarterback 2. Don't know who this guy is, but could potentially be a quarterback 2, quarterback 3 for us. At running back, we got Josh Jacobs, just super consistent. He's been the offense. At fullback, though, Devon Cook, when we took him, y'all know how upset I was in the first round. A fullback, what? But it has really worked out for us, bro. Look at this man. He's been coming in as our power back, and he topped what he did in his rookie season. 11 touchdowns, 3.8 yards per carry on less attempts. They have less yards, no fumbles, but we utilize him at the fullback position. And then Devontae Adams has probably been the most disappointing player this whole rebuild. Like, I don't know what it is. He had a better season last season, getting him the ball. Maybe it's the quarterback play, but for some reason, I don't know if it's the Raiders playbook, but they love the wide receiver too. I mean, we got Hunter Renfrow in the slot, but Jacoby Myers has been like our wide receiver 1. And because he's playing like, I mean, not last season, but definitely in 2024, I thought about making Jacoby Myers wide receiver 1, especially now that Devontae Adams is regressing. But maybe we go Jacoby Myers wide receiver 1, Devontae Adams wide receiver 2. See if that feeds Devontae Adams the ball a little bit more. Maybe we put him in the slot. But we're gonna continue to have Hunter Renfrow there. We got Trey Tucker still here. We drafted this rookie Taj Mabry, but got Michael Mayer at tight end. It's Greg Gregory, guy we took last season, and then we brought back Austin Hooper. Left tackle still Colton Miller. Left guard Dylan Parham. I think we brought him back on a 1-year deal or 2-year deal. We let him test free agency. We still got Andre James. Brought in Bradley Bozeman, Cesar Ruiz. But Mitchell Waddell, hidden dev, rookie right guard out of USC, will potentially be our future starting center once we get off that Andre James contract, or Dylan Parham if we decide to not bring him back again. But it's most likely going to be the replacement for Andre James, who has been good for us for center. And then at right tackle, Enrique Porter, the superstar third-year tackle that we drafted. At defensive end, Max Crosby, Mad Max. He gets a pass. He's invited to the cookout. He's part of the culture. Tyree Wilson, who's really played great alongside Max Crosby, and then at D tackle, it is Byron Young's season. He's been behind the likes of Jerry Tillery, and then Bilal Nichols. But we finally let those two go. And you saw what Byron Young did last season: 32 tackles, 12 TFLs, 1 sack. We still could upgrade his position, but he's in the contract year. This is the season for him to prove himself. We did draft this guy, Nigel Hillhouse. That was that. Yeah, that was Hillhouse who we drafted. I thought he would be better than normal dev, but it's fine. But they're gonna compete for the starting job at defensive tackle. We got Sidney Barrett, who's a guy that I just never gave a chance to. We focused on other linebackers, but we continued to draft linebackers. We drafted this guy, J.C. Matthews. We still got Chance Campbell there, Devon Diablo, C.J. Mosley. We decided to bring back. Still got Amari Burney, and then Alfonso Thurman, hidden dev, rookie right outside linebacker out of Ole Miss. He's going to come in and help fix our linebacker issues. Linebackers has been weak the whole rebuild. I mean, Devon Diablo's been okay. CJ Mobley, since bringing him in. Like I said, Sidney Barrett, we just never gave him a chance. We never put him in as a sub. He's kind of like the forgotten guy around here. Will Stewart, who had a hidden dev last season but got knocked down to normal. And then corner, Nate Hobbs has been our CB1. Jacorian Bennett has been okay. Chad Kenny, who we drafted as a X Factor. And then they did my dog dirty, man. They knocked him. They didn't even knock him down to superstar. I would have took star. They knocked bruh down from the red to the brown. From red to brown. Like, they really did him dirty. They gave him the dirt color, brown. They did my dog dirty. Should not be a damn normal dev. I'm not going to go in and rig the game, rig the system. But we did add cornerback help. We drafted this guy, Corey Eubanks, normal dev, 71 overall rookie corner out of California. We got Trayvon Moore, got free safety. Still looking for him to do what he did the first season. And then a strong safety, Richie Grant, who we brought in last season. Still got Christopher Smith the second there. And then we drafted this rookie, Thomas Lindsay, normal dev. And then at special teams, still got Daniel Carlson, still got AJ Cole. But do we have any team captain slots available? We actually don't. But we're going to go into training camp. And I think we did Camarda last season, but this time it's a little bit different. He is actually starting. I would love to get gold and get a dev trait, those rare dev trait upgrades in training camp. I've gotten them before. What a strong arm. He threw over the target, the second target, hit the first target. Got the bullseye. Catch from Jacoby Myers, I think that was. Overthrow that time. Another overthrow and missing the second target. I think one of these I'm gonna have to hit 2 targets in a row. There we go. And we get the catch. Get the silver. And I don't think we're gonna get gold. So close, but I'm not gonna cheat the game. We're gonna take our silver, and then I think I'm just gonna do one more. I think I'm gonna do the linebacker, the rookie linebacker that we drafted, and we're gonna do chase and tackle, and we'll do Alfonso Thurman. I might do the trench battle with Young, the defensive tackle, but let's just do this with Thurman. I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time just doing these training camp drills. And who is that at running back? That is not Josh Jacobs. We bitched him, before the preseason starts. And I'm just rolling on the ground trying to make these tackles. Thurman. Well, he's fast. He just hawked down the running back. Maybe the running back is just slow. But not off to a great start. We could still make sort of a comeback. We can go on a little streak here. Get that multiplier up. Keep getting these hit sticks in. Shot at the Bengal too. That's where I got this low. I usually used to go high all the time with the hit sticks. But going low, it works. That time I couldn't get the hit stick off. Right, we're at silver. If we can just... I hate the inside runs, man. We're going to end up with silver, just like we did with the quarterback drill. Hey, it's the team colors, silver and black. And there. Go with the high hit stick to finish it off. But those are the only two drills we're going to do. We're going to get on with the preseason. Try to make the playoffs here. A fourth straight season. We got the Carolina Panthers week 1 of the preseason at home, and we lose 27-21. Looks like that game might win the OT. Hope not. Don't need any injuries. They scored 20 points in the second quarter. But Malik Cunningham was good. Kamara 3 of 4, really efficient. Looks like we have our quarterback 1 and 2. Touchdown for the fullback Cook. Devontae Adams, why is he playing in preseason? I thought I benched him. And then Hillhouse with the sack. Carlson, need to get those misses out of the way now before doing it in the regular season. So not bad, even though we didn't come out with the win. Pirate game, Bucks and Raiders 21-0. Malik Cunningham leading the league in passing in the preseason. I just seen it in the corner. And he did throw an interception. But how was Camarda? He was 10 of 13, staying efficient, no touchdowns, no picks still. Who fumbled? Edens. Can't be running the ball fumbling. Devontae Adams. Maybe Devontae needs to play in the preseason. Maybe that's what's wrong with him. He hasn't been getting the reps. No sacks, no picks, just nothing from nobody. Bad preseason game from a team aspect. And let's simulate the final preseason game. Actually, let me go in here because Antonio Pierce has done a really good job. All these guys, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and we haven't rewarded them as much. I usually do this thing off screen. We have tight ends. We have left and right guards. Let's do offensive development. You know, we got Michael Mayer. We'll do the wide receivers, right? And then we'll do defensive development. We'll do the corners. And then we'll do one more here. They have middle linebackers and they have defensive tackles. Devon Diablo. We'll just leave that alone. We'll go to offensive coordinator. We got Josh Jacobs. It's all running back. Guess we'll offensive line. Okay, secure the line. And defensive coordinator. They have linebackers, safeties, and corner. Safeties and cornerbacks. Outside linebacker, left and right outside linebacker. What's this? Defensive end. Guess Tyree Wilson. Spend a little bit of points. I like to spend the points when the coaches have a good season. If not, I leave the points alone. They add up anyways. We have wide receiver mentorship. This is Devontae Adams and Taj Mabry. I guess that's that rookie wide receiver. I guess however you can help him because he is not in my long-term plans. We have Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams if he doesn't retire, and you know Trey Tucker's our wide receiver 4. Hunter Renfrow is our slot. So 0-2 Raiders, 0-2 Saints. I doubt they have Derek Carr still on the team, and we go 0-3 in the preseason. We have Josh Dobbs, okay. But Kamada finally throws a touchdown in the preseason. 11-17, still efficient. Another pick from Malik Cunningham, but he did throw a touchdown. He did good enough. 6 carries for 7 yards, 3 carries for 1 yard. We don't have a running back too. We're gonna have to sign somebody. Trey Tucker was our lead receiver, touchdown for Hunter Renfro and Devontae Adams. Uh, and 4 sacks for Tyree Wilson after spending those points. Alex Beal, the backup free safety, with an interception. And it is time to make cuts to the team. Before I do that, I am going to check out free agency because we need a running back too. Even though Cook, our fullback, is gonna kind of be that running back two role, we just needed somebody a little bit stronger as our running back too. So let's see: Jerome Ford, Chuba Hubbard, AJ Dillon could be kind of like our power back. Bring Zamir White back. I'm just not interested in none of these dudes, really. Ezekiel Elliott, Zach Evans. We need somebody. Somebody. Anybody, really. Maybe Chuba Hubbard. I mean, Alvin Kamara. Trade for a trade. I mean, Derek Carr. Let's do it. He's here. I'm going to do it. Alvin Kamara. You know, Derek Carr went from the Raiders to the Saints. Alvin Kamara goes from the Saints to the Raiders. I like it. So we get Alvin Kamara to add, depth to our running back room as another weapon. And it helps out, our young quarterback. But this young quarterback, Clay Burton, he is going to go on the practice squad. Running backs, I should release every single one of these dudes, especially Edens. He fumbled. He's getting cut. He's getting cut. And then we got this rookie here. So this guy, is there another Edison? I swear I just cut a dude named Edison. I don't know which Edison it was. He can go on the practice squad, and we're going to keep the rookie Thompson there. Got Cook. We got all these receivers. Now, Mabry. These two guys down here, they can go. I mean, Diaz has 2 points. So we might need to keep him. Maybe Matthews. He's our big body receiver that we drafted, I think, a couple seasons ago, right? Maybe he goes on the practice squad. Diaz will be a 67. I think we're going to keep all these guys. Let's see. Sheldon Oden, he can go on the practice squad. We have extra linemen, right? Yeah, so Kendall, Randolph, don't know who you are. You can get released. And then we'll just move Matt Springs over to left guard. I kind of want somebody better behind Max Crosby. We'll sign somebody. Stoudemire might get released. So it's gonna be that linebacker Stoudemire or one of those wide receivers, and it might be both of them because we have 2 people that we need to release. So let's go through this list very quickly. Yeah, too many receivers. So I mean Trey Tucker, and we got rookie Mabry. Yeah, so I think Diaz will go there on the PS. And then I think maybe Matthews gets cut. We're going to cut this guy. I'll move him to the practice squad. We're going to sign a different linebacker. Or not linebacker, a different defensive end. And if we have to cut somebody else, it will be Stoudemire. But let's put somebody behind. Let's just add depth. Sebastian Joseph Day. Actually, didn't he just get cut in real life by the Chargers? And there are division rivals. There goes Sebastian Joseph Day. As I record this, I think he was released yesterday by the Chargers, I think. And we do have to cut one player. Let's look at the receivers again. Yeah, then we're gonna cut Stoudemire. Money Stoudemire at linebacker. Unless we cut this corner here, but he's kind of fast. Use him as a special teams guy. We got 3 safeties. Could move. Could move Christopher Smith, the corner, but we'll get rid of Stoudemire. So added Alvin Kamara and Sebastian Jones today. Those are 2 really good pickups in the preseason. I mean, they're past their prime now, but it adds depth to this team. It's going to help out, our young cornerbacks. It's going to help out Alfonso Thurman, our young linebacker. And let's adjust lineup, set up the depth chart, and get this team ready for the regular season. Looking to make the playoffs again. And look at that. We play the Chargers week 1 division game. Off rip. Kamara is our QB1. Malik Cunningham will be the backup. Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara, and then our fullback Cook. They have Kamara as a backup fullback. I mean, I guess. No. Devontae Adams, Myers. I swear I want to put Jacoby Myers. Well, I'm not going to do that to Devontae Adams, though. I'm going to throw Trey Tucker, Mabry, and Matthews, Michael Mayer, Gregory, Austin Hooper. I think I'm going to go Austin Hooper as the tight end, too. He's been really good for us. And then that guard, Waddell, he's going to be like our swing tackle, extra 6 offensive lineman for everything, for every position. Use him all over the place. And then Sebastian Joseph-Day, Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, Gunther, Sebastian Joseph-Day. Defensive tackle will be Brian Young, Hillhouse, and Billings. We're going to go with Billings as the backup. And then Barrett on the left, Devon Diablo, CJ Mosley in the middle, and then Alfonso Thurman on the other side. And then Nate Hobbs, Bennett, Kenny, Eubanks, and Rowe. But instead of Rowe, we're going to go with Christopher Smith, Trevon Morig, Beal, Richie Grant, Smith, and Lindsey. Kick return will be, they have Fitzpatrick, they have Alvin Kamara. Let's actually do that. Let's go. We're going to use him as a punt returner, though. So let's go with Chad Kenny, our corner, and let's go with Trey Tucker. And then punt return will go Alvin Kamara, Hunter Renfrow. Kickoff start will be A.J. Cole. Long snapper will be the guard, Waddell. Get him, some snaps. And then Alvin Kamara will actually be our third down back with Josh Jacobs. And then our power back is going to have to be Josh Jacobs. We can't use Cook anymore because we're going to take carries away from Josh Jacobs being, not being in on third downs. So it's gonna go be Josh Jacobs as our power back. And then I'll put maybe Cook right there just to utilize him some more. Slot receiver, we've been doing Hunter Renfrow, but let's do Devontae Adams to see if that makes Devontae Adams go off. Just gonna, leave it like that. But we've been winning with the formula, so I'm just gonna keep it the same. Trey Tucker, Hunter Renfrow, and we'll do Alvin Kamara. And then left end will be Max Crosby. Right end will be Tyree Wilson. D tackle will be Sebastian Joseph Day. They have Hillhouse, the rookie, and then Young. I'm going to go with Young. They have Sebastian Joseph Day being number 1, right? I guess. I don't know. I kind of want Byron Young to... We'll just leave it like that, I guess. Hillhouse, we could even do. We'll just go by rating then. We'll do it like that. And then C.J. Mosley, no, we're going Devon Diablo, and we're gonna go with Thurman and then Mosley. Slot corner will be Kenny, Eubanks, and Smith, and that is how we set up the team. Adjust the lineup, fix the depth chart, and we are 83 overall. Looks like we're 83 defense. I didn't peep the offense. Oh, 81 defense, 83 overall, 85 offense. Our goal, honestly, I want Pierce to go all 5 years, but I'm gonna say about 8 wins. We have a rookie quarterback. Let's say about 8 wins. Probably missed the playoffs. We overachieved already. So if we were to miss the playoffs this year, this is the year. This is kind of like a building year, as there are four quarterbacks in the top 10. There's a receiver there in the top three. A couple of defensive ends, outside linebackers, edge rushers. Looks like a fun draft class, position wise. But simulate against the Chargers. We played them no, we didn't play them in the preseason, but we get a division game early, prime time, 10:15 p.m. Don't know if it's Sunday night, Monday night, probably Monday night, doubleheader. We're playing the second game, the late game, and we lose 23-20 on Monday night. What happened? We could not run the ball, could not pass the ball. We did not turn the ball over, but they outscored us in the fourth quarter. But Kamara, debut game, 188 yards, a touchdown, no pick, no sacks, but he was 17 of 32. Talk about efficiency. Look at the difference, how he was in the preseason. But he did rush for a touchdown. Alvin Kamara, only 2 carries. Quentin Johnson took over the game. Jacoby Myers with a touchdown. Gregory with a 28-yard bomb. Might have to make him our tight end, too. Think I am. And then 4 sacks from Max Crosby. Have yourselves a game. Ja'Cory and Bennett, 2 for 2 for Daniel Carlson. And with that performance, we have a weekly award winner. It's going to be Max Crosby. It's going to be Mad Max. 5 tackles, 4 sacks. But that tight end at the future starter tag, going to play over Austin Hooper. And I think what I'm going to do is do Young, and then Joseph Day, and then Hillhouse. I said it was, Young season, so give him a chance. Week 2 against the Patriots, our first road game of the season. Looks like we're the only team in the division that did not win a game in week 1. But we're looking to change that in week 2 as the mock draft is getting getting ready. Hopefully this isn't a disconnection issue. 14-7, very low scoring game. Defensive game. We outrushed them. They outpassed us. We did not turn the ball over. Neither did them. No team. What a boring ass game. No team scored any points. No touchdowns. No field goals. No safeties. No nothing until the fourth quarter. They just scored one more touchdown than us. 157 and 1. So it looks like we're throwing for less yards with him than we did when we had Kirk Cousins. I know we're like a running team, but Josh Jacobs, he's not doing anything. Maybe it's because we're not giving our fullback the ball as much because we brought in Alvin Kamara. But Devontae Adams was our leading receiver, followed by Hunter Renfrow with about 40 yards. Offensive line is playing really good, though. They're protecting a young quarterback. And that is 5 sacks in 2 games for Max Crosby, damn it. 5 sacks in 2 games for Max Crosby. Mock Draft 1 is available. Battle of the 0-2 Seahawks and Raiders. And we should be projected at the top. And we are number 12. They have us taking a free safety. Okay, giving up on Trayvon Moehrig. But we got to beat my team to get our first win of the season. And we do. Sorry, Seattle. But 28-10. As we outrushed them. We just can't pass for a lot of yards. And Kamara, I'll take the not passing for a lot of yards if he can keep doing this. Not turning the ball over, not throwing any interceptions. He's not getting sacked. He was efficient like he was in the preseason. 2 touchdowns for Josh Jacobs. Kamara had 40 yards. Kamara rushed for 6 attempts for 27. And I am kind of sad that we because of the Alvin Kamara signing, and I don't want to take some carries, even more carries away. We got Kamara in at third down back. I don't want to take carries away from Josh Jacobs by making our fullback the power back. So we did have to change that a little bit. Hey, my boy still had a touchdown though for no yards. But Michael Mayer was our leading receiver. Touchdown for Jacoby Myers. Abe Lucas giving up, bro. Max Crosby's going to break the sack record this season. 9 sacks in 3 games. Christopher Smith the second, our backup strong safety, with an interception. 9 sacks in 3 games. He's averaging 3 sacks a damn game. Weekly award winner, it's Mad Max. Again, 9 tackles, 4 sacks. Invited to the cookout. Part of the culture, Max Crosby. You can say it, bro. You around me, you can say it. Just don't say it too much. So, the ER. But we got the Chiefs. Now, this is my first rebuild where I'm actually confident going into a game facing the Chiefs. We've beaten them just as much as they've beaten us, and that's regular season and playoffs. I'm not scared of them no more. We're the juggernauts of the AFC West. It's still the Chiefs. They beat us 38-28. At least every time we play them, we score with them, though. We run it up. A lot of passing yards, our most passing yards of the season. It was a really even game, just 1 turnover. First career pick for Kamara, but first career 300-yard, 3 touchdown game. 27-35, it was still efficient, but he got sacked this game 3 times. But, man, Rashee Rice had himself a game. But so did Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, Kamara with 2 receiving touchdowns. Looked like our fullback got some catches. No sacks from the defense, no picks. Daniel Carlson misses a field goal that would have made it a 1-possession game. We are 1-3. That is the bigger story. Tied with the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs tied. Now it is a battle of the 1-3 teams. Who is the bottom of the AFC West? We have Jacorian Bennett trying to get upgraded to what? Isn't he a star already? No, I think he's normal, trying to get up the star. I swear he went up the star at some point during this rebuild. But let's get him to that silver. Shiny silver dev trait. And probably not. 35-14. The fall off is happening. We can't pass. Now we're turning the ball over. We're not getting sacked, though. Shout out to the O-line. Josh Jacobs, is it because we're not giving the fullback the ball? It's got to be it, right? 2 sacks. Man, Max Crosby already, 5 games he's at double-digit sacks? Already in the season? He's going to break the record. He's on pace to smash it, bro. And Jacorian Bennett is going to stay a boring, normal, dirty brown depth trait. We got the Buffalo Bills at home. See if we can beat them. What is wrong with our offense, bro? Yeah. Is it really because of the fullback? I'm telling y'all, fullbacks matter. 6 sacks from the offensive line. Worst game of his career already. See, their fullback, Reggie Gilliam, touchdown. Alvin Kamara isn't really moving the needle. Looks like Devontae Adams is finally playing like Devontae Adams, though. Max Crosby, man. Jacorian Bennett wants to do that the game after the dev trait scenario. That's always annoying. But Chiefs prime time. They might get the brooms out, might get the dustpans and sweep us up. We've split with them, I think, every season, though. We haven't let them just sweep us like that. So if we can win this, which we can't, we go 0-2 against them. 14-28. And there's going to be some changes to the depth chart at the bye week. We're going to evaluate the team and where we're at. Josh Jacobs is really good. Kamara is okay. Jacoby Myers continuing to be our leading receiver. Touchdown for Hunter Renfrow. Max Crosby. He's gonna break the record. If we have a losing season, I want something to come out of it. I mean, if he breaks the record, we should have the number one overall pick in this mock draft too. Number 2. Have us taking a speed rusher out of Michigan. Look at this receiver. Move on from Devontae Adams and draft this receiver. That would be something. A couple of tackles there. Don't need quarterback. 6'4" corner. It's like a beast. Jeff Mackey. I mean, if Jacorian Bennett doesn't work out, we get him. A lot of tackles in this draft. Some more receivers. Look at this tackle. If you want to rebuild your offensive line, 6'5" receiver, Manuel Ruiz. All I see is receivers and tackles. Receivers and tackles. But a 6'5" and a 6'4" receiver in the same draft class? Yeah, Devontae Adams might be out of here. At the 49ers, man, we have a tough schedule. That'll win the Bay. I mean, we're not in Oakland anymore. But 17-9. Some things is going to change around on the depth chart. Let's see what happens. We can run the ball. We can't pass the ball. We're not giving up sacks. We're just not passing the ball. But we're sacking every quarterback in the league, and we're sending Max Crosby to him. Kind of a down season. I mean, Max Crosby is just taking over. I don't know what he's on. I don't know. He's just doing his thug, man. He's doing his thug. Kenny with a half a sack. Daniel Carlson misses a field goal. Doesn't matter. Still would have lost the game. But we are going to make some changes to the depth chart. That probably won't make a difference, but in my heart, it will. I don't even know how many sacks he's at. Let me look over here. 18 sacks with 8 games to go. Insane. 29th offense, 18 passing, 12th rushing, 25th defense, dead last in secondary. 15 to stopping the run. So secondary is the issue, right? I mean, so when we look at it, slot corner is Kenny. Linebackers are where they're at. D tackles are where they're at. Byron Young isn't working. I mean, we'll leave it the way it is. I guess we'll go with that. Defensive ends are playing under my. They switched it. Them fuckers. So Devontae Adams is playing really well. So I guess him in the slot is he's getting his numbers up there, but it's hurting us as a team for some reason. Like, why did they change it, bro? It was Hunter Renfrow. It was Hunter freaking Renfrow. And we're gonna go with Cook here. And then Kamara isn't really working, so we're gonna go with Josh Jacobs. Gonna go back to what was winning us games. And we're going to look at the contract situation of everybody. And Max Crosby, you get whatever you want, sir. Whatever. Take it. And then Michael Mayer, he's been okay. So we'll give him that 5-year deal. Keep him till he's 30. When the hell did Jacorian Bennett become a star dev corner? So that would have mean he would have went up to superstar, huh? I got to look at his stats. 26. He's had a pick every season. But our secondary is ass right now. There's a 6'4", 6'5" corner or receiver. Excuse me. Don't know why I said it. Trey Tucker, I mean, with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Jacoby Myers, just never got a chance. Good wide receiver for them. but Devontae Adams' contract is up. We are going to wait on Devontae Adams to see what his stats look like because there is a 6'4", 6'5" receiver in the draft that we could take in the first round. I think we're going to go corner or receiver in the draft depending on what happens with Corey and Bennett and Devontae Adams with these contract situation. Maybe even defensive tackle if Byron Young doesn't have a great season. Safety if we let go of Richie Grant, which we probably will. We have Dylan Parham's replacement. I mean, Devon Diablo's contract is also up at the end of the season. Cook still has star, by the way. I've never seen a full, like usually the fullback who has superstar dev or like X Factor or something like that or even star, they always lose their dev trait. So for him to sustain it and keep it, I'm amazed. He may lose it this season because his touchdowns are going to be down because he was in the power back at the beginning of the season. And I see an abilities tab by Alfonso Thurman. I was already thinking about moving him up as a sub linebacker 1 on the depth chart. We drafted a superstar dev linebacker in Alfonso Thurman. I think we got him like in the second or third round. Let's go. And then Corey Bennett did not know he was a star. But we'll go field general for Brian Camarda. And everybody else. Let's see what Mitchell Waddell is. He should be revealed. He's not. Playing as our long snapper. Ability unlocked for Enrique Porter. But I was going to make a change on the depth chart for the sub linebacker. Now that we know that he is a superstar, Thurman will be number 1. Slot receiver Hunter Renfro. Make sure everything's set. Cook, I don't want him to lose his depth trait, so we are going to make him power back. Now let's see if these changes on the depth chart make a difference. I mean, they probably won't, but I mean, for my own morale, I guess that's why I do it. But sometimes changes to the depth chart, I mean, the playbooks are a certain way, and certain players in certain positions, it just works better. So let's see if it pays off. See if these changes. Man, the Chargers are 7-1. Can we get a win after the bye week and after making changes? Look at that. Look at that. All along, it was the way the depth chart was set up. All we had to do was put Hunter Renfro back in the slot, which is where I had him, and then they changed it to Devontae Adams, and then put our fullback as the power back. 3 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, 14 of 22, 102 for Josh Jacobs. Touchdown for Devontae Adams, 2 touchdowns for Michael Mayer after he just got paid. Sack for Nate Hobbs. Or a pick for Nate Hobbs, excuse me, and then a pick for Devon Diablo. And we are just got our second win of the season. Now it's a battle of the 2-7 teams. Now, focus players, I'm going to do this. I'm going to look at the 2 big receivers that could go in the first round. And then I'm going to look at that corner who is big, 6'4". Pay attention to your depth chart. Take your depth chart. I'm adding them to the list. Depth charts matter. 38-7. We're undefeated after making the changes to the depth chart. Look at that. Most rushing yards we had all season. All because I put my fullback as the power back. Look at that. Now Kamara is balling. 3-headed monster attack. Devontae Adams. Look at that. Even the tight ends getting involved. Max Crosby. He's mad. He is mad. Richie Grant with the pick. Alfonso Thurman with the pick. Jacorian Bennett with the pick. Jacorian Bennett playing for his job. I mean, we may skip out on those big receivers and corners and draft a different position. Like I said, we can go defensive tackle because we need one. Max Crosby, man. That's like his third, fourth time getting Player of the Week award. Got the Miami Dolphins prime time on TV, spotlights. And our little winning streak comes to an end to a really good team on Monday Night Football. I mean, we outrushed them still. We just couldn't outpass them. Both teams turned the ball over a couple of times. 2 picks from each quarterback. Josh Jacobs, Cook. Just couldn't do nothing with their receivers. You know, our secondary has been suspect all season, but Max Crosby has not been. Jalen Ramsey had himself a day. Morig and Nate Hobbs. Daniel Carlson misses another field goal. That is okay, though. And that, man, our schedule. This is what we get for being good too early, as we lose by 1 point. 20-21 to the Houston Texans. I mean, we're running the ball. That's what we do. We can run the ball. No interceptions, no sacks, efficient. But what is the problem? Why can't we close out these games? It's got to be the defense. Crosby. Has he not gone a game without a sack? We do have an injury. And it is Trayvon Morig, torn labrum. Looks like it's going to be between the Chargers and the Chiefs. It looks like we're going to keep losing these games to get a better draft pick. We have a lot of cap room, though, so, I mean, Devontae Adams on retire, we could bring him back and bring back Jacorian Bennett, and we might just go, position of need instead of the flashy, receiver and corner are positions of need, but Max Crosby, man. That's a position that we do not need. We have that intact already. Him and Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby's taking all the sacks, so I don't blame Tyree Wilson for having the down season. When it comes to sacks now, edge rushers, defense ends, not based off of the sack numbers. Madden doesn't evaluate the pressures and all that. So, but 3 touchdowns for Camarda. Wish he was still a rookie so he could get like some type of award. Hunter Renfrow, Michael Mayer, and Jacoby Myers all with TDs. Hugh Banks, our 4th corner. He makes it harder for me to draft a corner because he's playing well. I think he has a couple of picks. He's our 4th corner. Y'all know we love our 4 or 5 corners. Battle of the 4 and 10. Who's going to be the worst team in the division? Don't let it be us. It's us. Broncos beat us. Did they sweep us? We got swept by the Broncos. We got swept by the Chiefs. And if we lose this next game to the Chargers, we go 0-6 in the division. Sad. Josh Jacobs led the way. Touchdown for Hunter Renfrow. Max Crosby has broken the sack record. Shattered it. Obliterated it. Pretty confident he did. 30. With 2 games to go. And he's averaging 2 sacks a game, right? Amazing. Amazing. The Khalil Mack game. And I hope they don't fire Antonio Pierce, man. 12-15. Kirk Cousins is laughing at us right now. We let him go. Trusted this young quarterback who didn't play last season. We kind of hindered his development. 32 sacks. About to set a record, man. We already set the record. No one's beating it. 32. Gets another Player of the Week award. 8 tackles, 2 sacks. Don't know why he's going off this season. Even in a losing effort, he's going off like this. Just going off. So we're not going to make the playoffs. We're going to be last in the division, probably a top 10 pick. And they fired Antonio Pierce. All they did for this team. Well, we still got one more year, and we still have a candidate that will come in and coach this team up, and that will be No Vision Duncan.
Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner.
So, Antonio Pierce era is over. It was a success. I mean, he did his job. He made the playoffs, made the AFC Championship game, won some playoff games, made it to the second round 2 times, I think. We beat the Chiefs just as much as they beat us. Don't know why I put no visions. But now we go into a, Super Bowl or nothing bust year. Now let's take a look at the rankings of this team as we lost in overtime, I think, in that last game. But our offense was just 24th offense, 28 in passing. But we had a top 10 rushing attack, 23rd in defense, 29th. It was just the pass. I mean, stopping the run and running the ball we could do. But when it came to stopping the pass and passing the ball, we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. And that's what it barrels down to. Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, don't know what team he's playing for right now. And Cam Hewitt, don't know who that is. Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, Rasheed Rice. Max Crosby with 34 sacks, 29 TFLs, sets the record. Got Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Tyson Campbell, Patrick Surtain, Carlos Bowe, Devin White, Devin Bush, Tremaine Edmonds. Devin White, Devin Bush was part of the same draft class too, I think. But looking at the stats, not great for Brian Camarda. Defensive yards, we were 20. Josh Jacobs, 7th in rushing yards. Points scored, we were 24th. And then Devontae Adams, he's not been Devontae Adams. I mean, let him walk for nothing. Probably should have traded him at the trade deadline. Just letting him walk for nothing would be bad. Just losing for nothing, but I mean, Kamara wasn't that bad. 4 touchdowns for Cook. And then receiving, I mean, our passing attack wasn't good this season. So, I mean, no 1,000-yard receiver, just like we've had every single season. Maybe we trade Hunter Renfrow. Maybe we trade one of the receivers when we do draft. One of those big body receivers. But the offensive line, though. Coleman Miller was good. Enrique Porter was good. The tackles were amazing. Andre James was actually good, finally. Shockingly. And then 3 players over 100 tackles. Diablo, the rookie, Thurman, Max Crosby. Those numbers are just crazy. Richie Grant damn near reached 100, 2 tackles away. 2 picks for Jacorian Bennett. Don't know if we extend him. Nate Hobbs. Trevon Moehrig has just been ass since the first season. I'm not going to base it off of picks, though. Stopping the pass, we just couldn't do, though. But look at this. Took sacks away from everybody. Everybody. And then forced fumbles, Thurman and Mosley. We had a block for Kenny. We had a safety for Devon Diablo. And then no defensive touchdowns. Only 3 missed field goals. Made a 57-yarder. Was 37-37 when it came to extra pointers. Punted inside the 20 11 times. Longest punt was 69 yards. He averaged 51.6. I don't think we had any special team touchdowns. And we have some tough decisions to make in the offseason. Yearly awards MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Max Crosby should have won it. Look at that. You never really see a defensive end or a defensive player in the MVP podium. It's always quarterback and maybe running back. Coach of the Year, D'Amico Ryans. The AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar Jackson. You got 3 Chiefs in a row right there. Defensive Player of the Year goes to none other than Matt Crosby. Offensive Rookie goes to Lamar Westbrook on the Patriots. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Alfonso Thurman, baby. Let's go. Should be an X factor now. They might just keep him at superstar, though. Best QB, nothing. Running back, got Jonathan Taylor. Josh Jacobs at 9. Receiver, Rashee Rice. Offensive line goes to Wyatt Teller. D-line goes to Max Crosby. Linebacker goes to Josh Allen. DB goes to Tyson Campbell. And then kicker goes to Kaimi Fairburn. And we got Daniel Carlson at number 9. So, a lot of money to spend. New coach in No Vision Duncan. Let's see how we can make this team better and get back to playoff football for the Las Vegas Raiders. Patriots, Bucks, Super Bowl, Tom Brady Bowl. But see if we have any Pro Bowlers on the AFC side. No. Josh Jacobs. Cook somehow still makes it. He's just automatic at the position now. Happy for him. Colton Miller snubbed. Porter, he's one of those rookies that I drafted. Just favorite every year. Max Crosby, that makes 3 for us. Three Pro Bowlers for the Raiders. For the 4-13 non-playoff Raiders. Wish we were that Pirate team in the Super Bowl going up against... Well, that wouldn't happen because the Patriots and the Raiders are both in the AFC, so what am I talking about? They didn't bump him up the X Factor. Understandable. It was 1 year, rookie year. Drafted him as a superstar. We can't get too greedy. So, even though they robbed my rookie corner of his X Factor. But that's a different conversation. Yes. One of these receivers have to go. Whether it's Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, or Hunter Renfrow. Now, Devontae Adams' contract is up. We got Myers and Renfrow under contract. I think maybe we bring back Devontae Adams and then trade one of the other two. And then draft a receiver. Because Hunter Renfrow, we've trusted him in the slot. He's not doing anything. Trade rumors in real life. I think I might do that. Man. No depth trait upgrades or downgrades. And then defensively, Kenny goes up to star. That was the X Factor guy I was talking about. Thurman came out as a superstar. We need linebacker help. Let's fix this defense. Fix these wide receivers. Bucks win the Super Bowl. Cam Hewitt, that's the guy that threw for all those yards. So Bucks get their 3rd Super Bowl. They double the amount of points that the Patriots had, or that they scored. Patrick Mahomes, MVP. D'Amico Ryans, Coach of the Year. Lamar Jackson, Offensive Player of the Year. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year. And then the Patriots rookie wide receiver Lamar Westbrook, who played in the Super Bowl, was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And the Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to the Bears cornerback Alex Marshall. I think what I am going to do with Devontae Adams, which is making some sense to me. We have a lot of money. We should. There goes Cooper Kupp. Honey Badger. CJ Mosley retires. There goes Jimmy G. Antonio Pierce retires. Now, we scouted those two receivers, and let's see if we unlock more information on those guys. Now, Brian McDonald is top 5. A's everywhere. He's going to be a beast. Don't know who Mike Watkins is, but he jumped up the board. And then you have the 6'5", Manuel Ruiz. Can catch, of course, at that size. Can't run short routes or medium routes, but he can run deep. But he's a physical guy. Another one, 6'4", Aaron with A's everywhere. What the hell? Nothing but big receiver. What are they feeding these college kids in this draft class? 6'3". We don't even have to trade up to get these guys. We could probably get the corner and the receiver. Okay, let's find out what we're going to do. So, Jacorian Bennett on a 2-year deal, that's actually not that bad. I'll offer him that. If he takes it, he takes it. Still could upgrade corner. Devontae Adams, I would be willing to give him a 1-year deal, kind of like a franchise tag kind of thing. He took it. And we can still trade him if we want to. Byron Young didn't play well. Dylan Parham, we kind of have his replacement. And we got Andre James, who played okay. Richie Grant, we're going to find a replacement. Devon Diablo, I think it's time to move on from him. Andre James is gone. So, I mean, Dylan Parham will let test again, but we will bring back if need be. We're going to let all these guys test, and we're picking up the 5th-year option on him. And Hunter Renfrow will be on the trade block. And Devontae Adams, one of those two, might get shipped out. So this team might look a lot different. We're going to have to do like a mini rebuild kind of within the rebuild. So, yeah, he's 31 now. I didn't realize how old he was. Yeah, we're going to upgrade receiver, get our young quarterback another weapon. We're going to see if there's any upgrades on the offensive line, or that center or guard. And then defensively, we need a defensive tackle. We need a couple of middle linebackers. We have corners. And we need a safety. We need a lot, especially on defense. Don't need 2 kickers. But let's see what free agents have. I hope it's a deep free agency class. Tyreek Hill. Trayvon Diggs. Marlon Humphrey. Ronnie Stanley. Don't know why I'm whispering. Running backs, we don't need. Back receiver. Tyreek Hill. With Devontae Adams. I missed out on Tyreek Hill in another rebuild. But why would he want to come to this team? It says Super Bowl Chase, right? Yeah, he wants the Super Bowl, and we're not in position to win one right now. I mean, we could. Ronnie Stanley, Tyron Smith, Trent Brown. Could move. Trent Brown's played for the Raiders before. Got Deion Dawkins, who we can move into to guard. Taylor Digger. There's some veteran offensive linemen here that we could potentially sign. I did Joe Thuney already, right? Was it this rebuild I signed him? Andre James, of course, would be the top center. Ryan Ramczyk, another former Saint. But we have tackle solidified on both sides. I think we're going to bring Dylan Parham back. Trying not to. Move Deion Dawkins in the guard. Perfect. Deron Payne is there. He's interested. He wants to play for the Raiders. He's going to be a signing. Bobby Okereke. He's interested. Frankie Louvu, Drew Sanders. Okay. I think Deron Payne is top priority. He is top priority. And we're going to need help on the offensive line. Who did I sign Joe Thuney to, man? I swear it was this rebuild. Really don't remember. I'm really thinking about Deion Dawkins and moving him in the guard. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Need middle linebacker. We'll go with Bobby Okereke. Fits the scheme. Come in and upgrade linebacker. And we need safety help. None of these safeties are interested. Another former Patriot, Kyle Duggar. We could sign him. That's kind of been like the trend here. Signing former Patriot players. Even though we don't have Josh McDaniels anymore. Let's do it. Go Joe Thuney. Go Kyle Duggar. Three defensive players. And Joe Thuney. I really want Deron Payne. Screw you, Kyle Duggar. Screw you. But we get Deron Payne, we get Joe Thuney, we get Bobby Okereke. Tyreek Hill to the Giants. Where did Kyle Duggar go? To Jacksonville? Really? Could get Richie Grant back or Kevin Byard to the Saints. Any corners available? Sean Murphy Bunton, Trey White. I think we can definitely look to draft safety. Brought Jacory and Bennett back, so we probably don't need corner. We are gonna trade Hunter Renfrow probably. Let's look at mock draft 4. Get a more accurate look. We have the number 1 overall pick, by the way. We have the number 1 overall pick, by the way. Aaron McLeod, which we probably would trade down, honestly, because when you look at the receivers, 6'4" to 6'4", 6'5" guy. This quarterback looks insane though. Mitch Bacon. Love the name. But I like the corner wherever he is. He's not expected to go until 18. The C awareness and the play rate kind of scares me, even the tackling. So definitely wouldn't take him number one. But this is kind of complicated now because we could get a receiver later down the board, whether it's the 6'5" guy or whether it is the other 6'4" guy that we found. And then we could get the corner probably later. So is there like another position that we could take? Is there like a one of those tackles or something, or a center, or uh, a safety? I don't see any safeties really besides. Let's take a look at them. Did not know we had a number one overall pick. There is Sean Chancellor. Who I think I'm going to take. Putting him on the list. And I love the corner. I love the corner. We still need another linebacker. And we could probably take Brian Camp later in the draft. Actually, Devin Carter. Elite, elite, elite. A's, A's, A's. We're gonna take him. Either way, I think we're gonna crush this draft. Either way, we're gonna find the players that can come in and start right away. So just got to figure out what we're going to do at number one. And which one of these receivers is going to be Brian McDonald? Is it going to be Ruiz? Or is it going to be McLeod? The game says McLeod. And we can even look at a backup running back, too. It's got Lynn Savage. Elite jumping. F juke move, though. Don't like that. We got Zeke Kinley. Alright, let's not. I think we're going to look at trade offers for the number one overall pick. Because we can get the guy that we want. We could probably get 2 first-round picks, too. Because I want to walk out with that corner and then one of the receivers. That linebacker. I kind of want that safety, too. Probably the safety more so than the corner. Probably take the safety and then get a receiver in the second. I think that's probably the best way to attack it. Get the safety, trade down, get some more picks. Get the safety first. And then get the safety first. Then get the receiver, like in the second round. And then get Kemp in the third round. I think that's probably the best way to attack it. We can either do all the receivers or or we need to know more about Chancellor because I'm thinking about taking him. Mackey, I'm probably not going to take. And then I'm probably out on McDonald, and I'm probably going to look at Ruiz and McLeod. I think that's probably the safe way to do it. or the smart way to do it. And let's take a look to see. Ooh, round 2 to 3. And then McLeod. We still don't know. That's so stupid. But McLeod doesn't look bad. Doesn't look too far off. Now, he has C awareness. Bunch of C's. But he can catch. He can stiff arm. So the best receiver probably is Brian McDonald. It probably is. He's the strongest. Elite strength. Elite jumping. A's everywhere. He's the damn best receiver. No doubt about it. Separates himself from the rest of the class. Now, Chancellor is a really good pick, too. I think I know what I'm going to do.
The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock.
And we're not going to trade the pick. We're going to draft Brian McDonald, number 1 overall,
The Carolina Panthers
out of Alabama.
on the clock.
Who did they draft out of Alabama as a wide receiver for the Raiders? Amari Cooper, right? Now, what I'm going to do is something that the Texans did in this past draft in real life. I'm going to trade up at number 2. And we are going to give the Panthers two first-round picks, Hunter Renfrow. We're not going to need these picks because I know it's a little cheesy. We're not going to need these picks because we're not doing no more, after this. I mean, they got Devin Duke name. They could use Hunter Renfrow. And then we're going to go for pick 2. What else do they need? They need a quarterback. They need a center. They need a tight end. They need a left end. They need a defensive tackle. What can we give them? I mean, do you want Gregory? We'll give you Gregory. Okay, this trade ain't gonna work. So we'll wait for a few more picks.
Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock.
Now, the Rams just lost Cooper Kupp, right? So they need another white slot receiver, right? So why not take Hunter Renfrow? Sure, they would like to get some picks back after giving away all those picks. Who do they have at receiver now? Still got Puka Nacua, Rashad Bateman, Curtis Samuel. But if you give me pick 4, and I give you first, you can even have a second next year, another first, and then I give you Hunter Renfrow. Gotta do that, right? It's close. You could take a 3rd round pick that next year. It's close. You can take that 2nd round. So 2 first, 2 second, a 3rd, and Hunter Renfrow for pick 4. And it still didn't work. Okay. I have to go a couple more picks.
The Denver Broncos are now on the clock. The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock.
Team that Derek Carr went to. So we'll do the Saints then. Try the Saints. We're close. We are close. They need a quarterback, actually. They're probably going to take a quarterback here. We're not going to do them. So we'll let them take what they're going to take.
The Cardinals on the clock now.
I didn't even check out the mock draft. I didn't even see if the safety is going to fall to me in the 2nd round. We might not even try. have
Minnesota
to
Vikings
trade up
now on the clock.
to get
With
him.
the next selection, the New York Jets. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. It's the Cleveland Browns now.
No, I've been talking about the color brown a lot in this video. Why not the Cleveland Browns? Fits perfectly. They need a receiver too. They need a receiver too. So this is gonna work out for us. If you give me pick 12, I will give you our first round pick next year, and in 2029, give you Hunter Renfro. It's close, and then you can even have second round pick next year. 2 firsts, a second, and Hunter Renfro
The current pick has been traded.
with the Browns. Thank you, Browns. And we are trading up, and we are going to get the safety, Sean Chancellor, after missing out on Kyle Duggar in free agency. A lot of B's, but I think he's going to be good.
With the next selection,
And I think he's going to be worth
Lions
Hunter
are on
Renfro,
the clock.
those 2 firsts in a second. And I think we should be able,
Now on the clock,
probably a reach here.
Vegas Raiders.
And I'm going to be so mad if some of these good players fall to the second round like Aaron McLeod would have, and we took the receiver at we took the receiver, but we got the best one. Got the best one, I think. Because we kind of figured that would happen. There's some guards here that we could move into play center. But if we want the guy that we want, I think we go and get him now. We don't play around. Brian Camp at linebacker. Move him inside,
The
normal
Carolina
dev.
Panthers now on the clock.
So what we get for trading with the Browns.
The Las Vegas Raiders are
Get a
on
Brown
the
dev
clock.
trade. Brought in Joe Thuney, right? At guard. So we have a center. Okay. So that works out. We have depth at corner, even though there is a good one right here. Keyshawn Elliott. Slow. But can hit.
The Panthers are on the clock.
Need to beef up that secondary. Secondary was not great last
Raiders are
season.
on the clock.
And then I think here we're going to add to the running back room. Because we needed a backup running back last season. Romeo Melvin. Slow. Vernon Bronson. Has speed and strength. Love the combination. Hidden dev.
The next
Let's go.
The Carolina Panthers on the clock.
And then any other position, I mean, backup tight end,
Las Vegas Raiders
extra
now
lineman,
on the
someone to
clock.
sit behind Tyree Wilson, someone to sit behind Deron Payne at defensive tackle. We could even take another receiver, as I see a physical receiver right here that looks really good. Marcus McKell, 4'8", strong, but has D awareness. Tight end, Derek Griffin. Looks okay. Let's get somebody behind Tyree Wilson. Someone like Dorian Kruger, who has elite strength, but he's a bunch of C's. D tackle, linebacker. I really thought that linebacker was going to be... I'm tired of drafting linebackers, though. We have a lot of young ones, so I'm going to try to avoid drafting another one. Maybe quarterback, just to add competition.
The Carolina Panthers now on the clock.
Just the light of fire under Camarda, make him
Now
play
on the
better.
clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders.
We did lose Trey Tucker, so another receiver actually would not be a bad idea. But we also lost in the trade. We lost our slot in Hunter Renfro. So maybe I'm thinking we need a slot archetype. But none of these slots actually look good. So I think we go lineman here. And I think we go someone that can sit behind Joe Thuney.
It's the Carolina
Or sit behind Colton Miller.
on the clock.
And we're going to try to find a receiver here in the 7th round.
The Las Vegas Raiders
Going to
are
draft all our
on the clock.
picks. Use all our picks. And there's a deep threat, Zach Childs. Right here on top of the board, 4.36 speed. This is an Al Davis pick. Speed. Drafting him, speed.
Are on the
Don't
clock.
care. Put him as a return man. And that should do it for our draft. I mean, we could have handled it a little bit better. I could have got a different position, maybe even take that corner and then receiver in the 2nd round, then the linebacker. But, I mean, I think we got the best receiver. 79 overall receiver to come in and replace Hunter Renfro. Pair him up with Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams. I think that's going to be a great weapon for our young quarterback. And then trading back up in the 1st round to get this safety Chancellor. He's going to come in and start alongside Trayvon Moehrig to help out the secondary that struggled last season. We didn't whiff on this pick at all. 75 overall is a great overall. Just, the dev trait sucks. It's trash. It's garbage. But not a bad rating. Sean Elliott, 69 overall. So we that was the whiff right there. That was the whiff. I thought it would be the linebacker, but it was actually his corner. But this running back was a diamond in the rough. 4th round, power back. He's also elusive, hidden dev. He's going to come in and add to the fullback and the Josh Jacobs with this receiver added to this offense. And then these 2 guys on defense, amazing. And then look at this, 70 overall receiver in the 7th round that we took just off of speed. And then look at that. The team drafted a defense end. They said they heard when I said I needed somebody behind Tyree Wilson, and they hooked us up. So shout out to the AI doing what they did for me, like they did the fullback pick. But I just want to see the one guy that we passed on, which was that cornerback. 280 overall quarterbacks in the same draft, both going to the NFC West, and we did get the 3rd best player. I guess the best player that's not a quarterback. Oh, that hurts. Right outside linebacker in the 3rd round, 77 overall. Jeff Mackey, I believe that was the 6'4" corner, and he was a hidden dev. But, the safety was a hidden dev too. And I do want to take a look at the other receivers just to make sure. We made the right decision overall-wise, but let's see if we did dev trait-wise. So, House was a 2nd round pick. Where's those other receivers? I don't see them at all. Watkins is right there. I don't even remember the names of the other guys. Ruiz, he was a 73, 6-point difference, but he also was hidden. So we could have, waited to get him. Took a different bit, but we took arguably the best player. We didn't need a quarterback, so we took the best player that we felt like we needed. But looks like a little bit of a different team. No more Hunter Renfro. traded him. Looked like we were going to lose Devontae Adams. Decided to bring him back. We add to the wide receiver room. We add to our defense, and we have to try to put this all together to go on a run here where it's going to be a Super Bowl or nothing year for us. But that'll wrap it up for part 4 here in the Madden 23 Las Vegas Raiders realistic rebuild. Stay tuned for part 5.